G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to week 12 of the ARL Division 2 Championships here at the Red Bull Ring. Such an exciting race going to be happening here with only a few weeks left for some of these drivers to try and get those final points to look at taking out both the drivers and the Constructors' Championships. Of course, as always, here on the Div 2 stream, you're joined by one Baz, one old mate James to lock down all the action, give you guys all this amazing racing action here tonight, this Wednesday night here. And James, as I said, right, only a couple weeks left here to go. I think the elbows are going to start flying out, I think, a bit with some of these guys trying to get these final few points.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the third last race of the season. We've got this one, then on to Spain, and then the final in Baku. And interestingly, we actually have our championship leader, Kinkaro, sitting out tonight as he's tested positive to COVID. So this is going to be a big opportunity for second and third, being Chew and Fluxy, to make up those points in the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, all the best to Kinkara, and of course some of the other lads here as well who are trying to fight through. I want to say, what is this? COVID 6,000.0 or something like that. I think at this point it's getting a
started
bit
out
over the top.
started out as COVID-19. It's now COVID 2022.
Yeah, it feels like that. But yeah, obviously all the best of the guys there. But of course, we're gonna have great racing here tonight. By the looks of things, already super hazy here in Austria. I'm hoping for a bit of rain because this is probably one of the best tracks to have wet racing in. I do want to say, James, is always a fantastic run to watch, but of course, even in the dry, it's always a lot of fun to check out as well. So this is going to be an absolute banger. Most of our usual guys are here. We have some brand new guys here jumping in as well to sub in for tonight's races. And yeah, just looking forward to seeing. Of course, I unfortunately missed out on last week, but I'm keen to see like what we'll have it here, right? With only a few weeks left in the calendar.
Yeah, last week was pretty hectic. As you said, it's looking a bit hazy out there. I'm wondering if the drivers, with their weather predictions that we can't see, know that it's going to start getting wet, because we have almost every single driver out here on the track straight away, which indicates to me it's possibly going to get wetter throughout this qualifying session. We've got Boy about to start his hot lap, and Ames already just started their hot lap as well.
Yeah, so keep an eye on that one. I was gonna say it's really weird to see a lot of these guys bunched up so close so early on like this. Obviously, when there's so much time in qualifying, so maybe the weather will be a factor. Of course, something to watch out for throughout the night as well is those the corner limits. The white line all around the track. You guys have to be very careful because it's super easy to rack up some corner cutting penalties here at the Red Bull Ring. You always think you can go a little bit over the line, because the game will catch you out for that. There's quite a few corners all throughout the track. You got to be careful where you're trying to get as much speed out as possible. So something to be aware of when we get later into the race. But, you know, looking at qualifying times here tonight so far, should be seeing an average of about 104, hopefully 103. Of course, that's if the rain decides to stay away for a little while. But we saw about an average of about 105s for the Academy guys last night. So
Yeah, I think
more
pole was a
104s.
104.8. Then we got
Yeah.
Ames setting the first time of the qualifying session, a 105.0.
Yeah, we had Husey with a 104.4 on softs.
Yeah, okay.
Was your top time. So, and I can see already Roboy's already got that the big red mark all across the track trying to go for an improved laps. So that's the thing, you got to be really careful. It's only off the first corner.
We've got a bit of a tack tip off from the chat. Rain in 5 minutes, apparently. So that would explain why we've got all the drivers out here right at the start. If they're expecting rain to come soon, then now is going to be the fastest lap of the session.
We've got Arton apparently being DQ'd out there. He's going for a bit of a slide, and AIs are even freaking itself out. They don't really know what to do at the pit exit there. That's going to be horrendous there for the Mercedes guys. It's going to be up to Chu to try and get the Tom scores. Chu, of course, second place in driver standings. Not exactly someone you wouldn't expect to do really well here, but even still, having your teammate be DQ'd that early on, it's going to be rough.
I don't think that was intentional. I think he must have spun in the pit exit, and due to him being then deemed as blocking the pit lane, it's disqualified him, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was facing sideways, so I think he's trying to set up a roadblock and help get Chu an advantage. Yeah, I'd say he probably did go for a bit of a slide there, unfortunately. But of course, Division 2 here at ARL, it's always I want to say the most fun league, the one where the most dynamic league out of all our leagues here, James. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, it could be rain 1 minute, it could be about 1,000 Beyblades on the track the next. You never really know what's going to happen, and yeah, just rain coming back again. At least here for qualifying, really questions how the race setup's going to go as well. I know it was a discussion we had when we were at Singapore, right? How it
Yeah.
was bucketing down and how the setup's going to go. But now this is kind of in reverse because you start dry, you end up being wet, and what are the chances that the race itself might be dry again? That's really going to be a headache for the drivers.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to go too heavy into the wet setup for quali if the race is going to be dry, and vice versa. Because we do have those parc ferme regulations. You can change a little bit under that. You can change tyre pressures, front wing adjustments, differential, brake bias, that sort of stuff. But overall, you're locked into a lot of things with what you run in quali. You're stuck with it for the race.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? A lot of those small things can help, but it's the major components, right? Normally, a lot of that downforce can really be so important, especially on a track like the Red Bull Ring, where it's so important to get that right setup, to get as much speed as you can, because there's a lot of long straights, but a lot of the corners, sometimes they can catch you out with how slow they are with the rest of the straights as well. So you really got to try and find the optimal balance there. Of course, a lot of times coming in, we are seeing looks like a bit of an average of 104s. There's still a fair few 105s, even some 106 and 7s out there, unfortunately, at the moment. So hopefully those guys are going to want to really try and push it to try and get some of those final big laps in. Currently, your leader, Swagbad, 104.463. Still no one faster than the Academy fastest here, though, James, at the moment. Swagbad's pretty close,
yeah.
but yeah, he's still a little bit off. Of course, as a reminder, that's a 104.406. That was first in the Academy League. So, Div 2 boys, come on, you gotta step up a little bit here.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, I thought we might see a 103. Like a high 103, be it that, but I honestly thought we might see a 103, especially from the likes of some of these guys. I know Nordal, his time trial time here, obviously not completely representative of a quali lap, but he managed to get a 103.6 on his time trial time. So it'll
I
be
mean, you could
good to
probably
see.
guess well, even about half a second, right? Give him that advantage. Yeah, that'd be about 104.1 or so, but that's still touching 103, right? So still kind of in that category of the, we'll say high up close to the 103 mark. But so there's still a fair few guys out there still trying to see if they can get in one or two final dry laps here at the moment. The top five at the moment, there's a lot of blue. There's a lot of blue in that top five at the moment. Swagbad, Flukesy, Bassink, Nordal, Hellfish, all in your top five. I don't recognize Hellfish name here though.
No, I don't
James.
recognize that either. I think he may be a new driver. If anyone in the Twitch chat knows, please give us an update on that, as he actually just sets the fastest time so far for this session. The 104.406, 2 thousandths quicker than Chu.
And the literal exact same time that Husey got in the academy to score pole position.
Oh, really? Is that
104.40,
exact?
exactly
Oh, wow.
the same. So that, there you go, a bit of trivia, but I hope I see that in Div 1 tomorrow. Make sure to remember that, guys, for that. True did come out there with a 104.408, and that is going to be rough.
Oh, Nordal, after setting a purple sector 2, invalidates in the second to last corner. Is he going to go for a back-to-back lap here? It looks like he might. He is still slamming the ERS. Oh, runs very wide in turn 1.
And
That's
validating
gonna...
the lap because of that as well.
Yeah.
So that is going to be rough and Nordal. They're going to be sticking to 6th. The rain is here now as well.
Oh,
so these
no.
guys have maybe, what, a lap
It's
or
coming
two
down
at
hard.
best to maybe try and get one in. But yeah, as you said that, James, right? The amount is coming down, buckling down at the moment.
That's very unlucky, because that was essentially Nordal's last chance to try and take a pole position here, right? So there's no way the times are going to stay as they are with the rain. They're going to come up significantly. And I feel really sorry for Champagne and Shinuti here, because they were unable to set a time, whether it's because of traffic or they just unluckily invalidated. So we actually have Kev on Earth DNF there.
Yeah, trying to get some viewpoint on it at the moment through Sector 2. I can't see... Oh, yeah, I just caught the back of him there, right off into the gravel there. just in that final, the lead up into Sector 3. So I think he just got caught out maybe on the curb with the rain as well, and it's just slipped straight
Oh,
in. And Champagne's done
and
the exact
Champagne, the
same
exact same
thing.
spot.
He's managed to hold on to the car. So Panache done the
Oh
same
well,
thing as
no.
well. Both Williams cars. What are the odds? Sliding out in the exact same spot there.
Yeah,
I
that
won't
rain's
lie, I'm
killer.
pretty happy that we caught that on camera. That was fantastic.
That
But
rain is going to be killer.
yeah, we are going to see a lot of those rain setups finally come through. Hellfish has retired out, so has Werrowboy
Yeah, they've
as
retired in
well.
the pits, I think. Yeah, they have. They've both retired in the pits, so they've pretty much said, like, yep, the rain's here. Let's just end this quali session. So-
Yeah, I wonder if that means that there isn't going to be a wet session for the race here. Wobbsy, he's sent it there around there was at the right hairpin there in sector 2. Looks like that's Hazard just behind him as well, has also just gone off the track. Chu also retired, and Champagne looks like he has as well. So yeah, I think it might be safe to say that it might be a dry session here for the main race. And most guys now, they got the 1 or 2 laps in, they're just going to
we
retire and just
do
get themselves
have
ready for the race.
we do have Shinudi coming out to try and set a lap on Inters. So obviously it's going to be pretty slow, but you know, Champagne's there with a 135, so the Inters should be able to beat that, hopefully.
Well,
So
I
he can get at
definitely
least
want to
get at
keep
least one position.
Yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on this one because, yeah, like you said, right, he's going to get 1 point up on Champagne, hopefully, with the times. But I wonder, because Shinudi, we've seen before, is, especially in the past few weeks, has been pulling out these blistering fast laps kind of out of nowhere on tyres you don't expect. So, of course, on the wet, on these
It's a bit
tyres, you probably
squirrely, yeah.
shouldn't expect anything in the top 10, but we might even be able to catch out a couple drivers and maybe up a few more positions that maybe some of these guys weren't expecting. I mean, Hazard's only managed to get a 107. He's got a couple 105s as well.
I don't think you'll be able to get ahead of Hazard at the 107. It does look quite wet out there. He should be able to get Champagne if he does invalidate. Oh, that was scary.
He held it. Yeah, he held it. And they're gonna set it down the straight now. I mean, let's see. At least we can use this maybe as a
Oh, that was his
that
was his out lap. What am I doing?
I was gonna say we're gonna get ready for the big lap now. Of course, gonna make sure he doesn't go into the corners. He's got open air for the whole track. No one to interfere with him.
It's all you, Shinudi. All eyes are on you right now.
Sector 1. At least we'll be able to use that kind of maybe as a baseline for if there is a bit of rain as well. What some of the faster times where some open air might look like here. He's going down the back straight here through sector 2. Still going pretty quick through here at the moment.
Yeah, it's not bad, but again, it's nothing close to the softs time. That's significantly slower than the softs around that corner because you just can't get on the gas. You see he tries to there and fishtails just a little bit.
Yeah, still has plenty of battery and still got sector 3 to go through. Sets an apparent purple, but of course I don't believe that would be correct.
Yeah, I think that might be a bug.
Speaking of a bug, there's just a floating tire in the middle of the road there. That's odd. That's don't know what that's about. That's a jump scare for you. Halloween's in October, guys. That's fine. But going through the pitch straight now. I see what time we'll be able to say. Looks like it's only going to be a 112 or so. So we'll still get 18th, still a fair few seconds down. But at least we get a good example of the wet track.
He gets a position at least, so that's something. You know, it wasn't a completely frivolous effort by him there. And we've got word in the Twitch chat as well that the race is forecast to be dry. So there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not too surprised to see that. That would explain basically every driver like retiring, right? Not even really going out on the wet. Shinuni, of course, had to set a time there to at least get one position up and at least get the time of experience. Of course, yes, the race is going to be entirely dry. I mean, it'd be nice if there was a bit of rain at the end, but probably won't be the case.
Oh, who knows? We'll find a way to keep it interesting. We have so far in Div 2 here, Baz.
And there's been a fair few races, right, where they kind of have just rained at the end because we've had safety cars, let's push the time up, and all of a sudden the track's just soaking. You need boats instead of cars to get out there and do anything. So, yeah, Tsunoda will get into the pits now. We should see the last few guys look to retire in the garage now and end things a little bit early on. For qualifying, going to jump into the race a little bit sooner on here, but quite a few positions, quite a few guys, of course, up towards the top that kind of should expect to see. Chew there in second at the moment. Flukesy in fourth, but fair few guys I would expect to see more towards the top there. Not really up there at the moment. Wow, Obsy only getting 12th there. I mean, Shinity we saw as well, only managing to get 18th at the
Yeah.
moment as well.
I mean, these guys didn't really have the opportunity for the track to rubber in like it would normally in a full qualifying session on the dries, so that could explain a little bit of the higher times we're seeing. If anyone's in contact with Swag and Ames, you get to do us a solid and retire, so we're not sitting here for 3 more minutes, that'd be great.
I mean, this pit lane spot of the rain, looks alright. Pretty cool. It's good ambience in the background for a bit, but yeah, no, it's yeah, as you mentioned, right, there's only a few weeks left of this current season, so all eyes are on those top guys, right? Looking at Chu, looking at Fluke, see if Kinkaro not racing here tonight. Fortunately, got a case of the COVID 2000 and what do we call it, 2022
Yeah.
at the moment. So yeah, it's going to kind of deal with that at the moment, but even if Chu or Flick's able to get big points, Kinkai side's a bit of a lead, so should feel a little bit safe at least off for this race alone. But there's still plenty of ways where some of the constructors can get shaken up by how these guys end up at the end of the race.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting race. So for anyone that's not aware, I mean, surely the majority of the guys watching in the chat are, Austria has 3 DRS zones, and it can turn into a bit of a train around here. So
Yeah, we're going to get the final times locked in there. Can't believe that time difference between first and second place. 104.406,
it's close,
104.408
hey, it's very
between
close.
Hellfish and Chu. Not to mention, of course, Hellfish having the exact same time as the Academy pole position from last night as well, set by Husey on the softs as well. So that the odds of that are second to none, really. And I don't know this race. If it's got anything to go by, definitely looking forward to the race. Of course, Red Bull Ring's always a fantastic race to watch out for. But again, with only a few weeks left, it's the rules going to be broken. Everything's going to go out the window, and yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So you've heard it here first, folks. Confirmed. Academy literally as good as Div 2. No difference.
Yeah.
No.
It's 1-for-1. It's exactly the same. What's going on? Maybe we should just combine the leagues in the next season. Who
Yeah,
knows?
there you go.
But we are getting ready now, and yep, as you can see, Twitch chat right for once. Not something you see every day, right, James? But good to see it's nice and dry out there for these guys. So their setups are nice and safe. They don't have to worry about messing with things last second and the last 30 seconds or so to try and get things all sorted out and underway. And yeah, gonna be some big names here in tonight's races. Just excited to see how this first few corners going to go because, as always, as Formula Ones, we know what the first few corners going to be like, right? It's always going to be hectic.
Yeah, especially here. If there's if you want to take that corner fast, it ends up being a lot less wide than you think across the apex there. And sometimes, you try and put two into one and it will not fit.
Yeah, of course, there's plenty of runoff available here, though, on that first corner. But here we go, guys. Race 12 for the Division 2 ARL Championships here are underway. Hellfish having a horrendous start off the line there as Choose Swagbad will get big positions up here at the moment. A little bit of tussle there through turn one. A couple guys on the off ramp, but they will be okay as we fly down here, leading up to turn 3, leading up to the back straight. This corner can catch so many drivers out, especially in this pack racing format. It's like a lot of guys will be able to avoid a lot of incidents here for now. A bit of a yellow towards the back, a bit of a slowdown there by Champagne, but seems to be pretty safe going forward here as we can start off lap 1.
There's a lot of position changes going into turn 4, and then some guys trying to get the run on others going up into turn 5 here.
I say that, and we've actually seen here Swagbad got caught out there right in the back in the Alpine, all the way down into 20th from 3rd place. So that is huge there. Bassing Nordal going to get some big positions up there into 3rd and 4th respectively. Flukes will drop 1 but still be top 5. And a pretty interesting lap 1 coming out. They're going to yellow through the end there.
One of the
Shanuti being
Ferraris.
caught out. Bonnet there.
Oh!
The there.
That was so close.
Outside, man.
That was so close. Excellent reactions there from Swag to avoid that.
That was really, really dangerous there. Thank God no one got caught up in any incidents, but already a dramatic and exciting lap one to kick things off here for race 12.
Chu is actually already almost out of that DRS range of Hellfish in second position. It's just Hellfish teetering on that DRS range as we actually see Nordal try and make a move around Bassink. Doesn't quite get it done. Can he get him into turn 5? No, not quite. He settles in back behind him again. Try again another lap.
36 laps here tonight, so plenty of time for these guys to battle out for some of those final remaining points in these final few weeks. Of course, Chu's definitely going to be just all guns blazing here, trying to get as many points as possible to take on Kinkaro for that first place spot. Panache already out here with a 3-second time penalty. Said before the qualifying, got to watch out for those corners, especially when you're pushing.
Hellfish goes around.
So easy.
Hellfish goes around, exit of turn 1, spins. He's going to drop back significantly for that too. That takes so much pressure off of Chu.
At the moment, that is so dangerous, but luckily he's able to move on here. So Drummer having a bit of net issues there as well. We'll swap to an AI. I'll update you on that a little bit later on. But yeah, Hellfish, big caught out. Kevin on Earth as well, also in the pits as well, very early on the medium compound tire. Must be caught in a bit of incident himself and had some wing damage. So that's going to be huge there for the Red Bull drivers here on lap 3. Hellfish spun it again at the top of the back straight there, turn 3.
Those tires must be overheated significantly.
Yeah, so going to be unfortunate. Hopefully he's able to cool him down a bit and maybe catch back up some of the places he's lost when he qualified right there at the top. But Chu already getting away almost 2 seconds ahead of second place.
Yeah, Hellfish spinning there gives Chu a massive area to breathe here. He's no longer anywhere near under threat, especially since Bassink behind him in second place has his hands quite full at the moment with worrying about Nordal right behind him. Now that DRS is open, looks like Nordal's making a move around the outside of turn 3. Looks like he's in the lead, entering into the corner, maintains it through the exit, and he has that position. Is Bassink going to fight back with DRS down the second straight?
Yeah, a huge amount of battery burned out from Nordal, got next to nothing left, but will be able to hold on through turn 4 here at the moment. Of course, Nordal in that top 5 at the moment as well, still trying to see if he can score some final points, at least get himself into the top 3 by the end of the season. Of course, his main rival, one-on-one at the moment, is Wobbsy down in 12th place, just overtaken by Foxy there through sector 2. And yeah, so quite a few guys will line up here between, what's that, 2nd to about 6th or so. Quite a few guys line up. That's another yellow coming out there. Who's just been caught out?
That's Fluxy! Fluxy spun! No! Fluxy! I believed in you.
There's a few guys will be able to just make it. There was I think one of the alphas almost just sent it into the pit wall there. Luckily,
he's struggling to rejoin.
Yeah, he's gonna just get back out there. Bled so many positions there. Fluxy having a lot of trouble.
Chu, something happened to Chu as well that we missed during that, but Chu's actually dropped back to 6th. He's lost his positions all the way down to 6th. Panache now taking him as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he got caught out on that first corner or second corner straight there, right? Maybe being caught out by the slipstream, or maybe this time I'm going for a bit of a drift, maybe, not too sure. Kiwi and Panache just touch wheels there as well, going through turn 4 here. Chu having to catch up. A lot of the top key drivers at the moment, it's like they're struggling really hard here to get themselves into a good rhythm, a good groove there. Yeah, Chu, bit of a slide there again, going through sector 3 now.
Bassink's picked up damage. His front end plate on his wing, left-hand side, I believe, is missing. I think that may have happened in a battle with Werriboi through turn 4-5. So he's going to pull into the pits now.
Yeah, straight here. We've got to be careful. Something to point out is all the pits here at the Red Bull Ring, at least here in the F1s, can be super dangerous. Got another yellow,
Swag.
Going through sector 3. Swag bag being caught out once again, almost taking Junior off. That's a huge shortcut there.
Yep, that's the grass. That's not exactly legal.
Yeah, questionable choice there, but we'll continue on. But yeah, the pits here at the moment, so difficult to navigate. You guys have to be super careful because that inside line is the pit box. That's where guys are going to be going in to get into the pits, and they're going to be slowing down a fair bit. I've seen time and time again, we've seen it in a lot of these F1 leagues, it can catch drivers out and cause huge accidents.
Yeah, big
Hopefully it won't
time.
happen here today, but something that we might have to be wary of with still 30 laps to go.
Big time, and that's why we have the rules regarding pit entry and how to treat that white line, because it can cause big incidences, especially here on Austria of all the tracks.
I'm going to see here the top 5 currently. Very surprising. More of those, let's say 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th range position guys all up in the top 5 currently at the moment. Nordal, Werribee, Panache, Kiwi. Top 4 currently putting in a ton of work here. Heads down and is doing all the work here. Chu into 5th place here. Werribee's going to go down the inside there into turn 3 to lock that one down. Will secure it. Of course, there is that DRS straight. Nordal doesn't really have too much battery to work with. Werribee has a fair amount here. DRS on for Nordal. Werribee, unfortunately, too far ahead. Won't be able to fight for that first place spot. Werribee locking that one down for hard.
Yeah, these guys need to be a bit more gentle with their ERS usage. You know, if I was Nordal now that he's lost the position, just stay behind, save battery, and get towed along with the DRS. There's 3 DRS zones. It's really hard. Well, it's going to be really hard for Werribee to push Nordal out of that DRS range.
Yeah,
or it should be.
I mean, the chase is going to be on still for now. Werribee's going to start burning up that battery to keep that advantage. Of course, he's an update on the rest of the field. Shinudi had another spin coming out of turn 1 just before we saw that overtake battle there.
Nordal didn't get DRS.
One of our new sub-drivers here, Midnight Cast, entered the pits now on the hard compound tires. And of course, if you're interested or involved in the OC esports scene at all, you would recognize Midnight Cast's name. You would also recognize Formal Casting, 2 of the big name esports commentators in the region, 2 boys I've had the joy to be working with for well over half a decade now in a range of different esports titles, battling it out here for Aston Martin, helping out Kinkara to help fight for that constructors title. So plenty of strong action out here on the track currently. Of course, Werribee in the lead. It's like Nordal is starting to fight back and gain some time back here. Still a lot of work to do, but piece by piece, he's slowly getting it back.
Well, it looks like he's losing massively all of a sudden.
He had to change that when I was mid-conversation. It was over 2 seconds at least going to the straight here. It's now 1.6.
I think we just saw the Caster's Curse live in action, actually.
Yeah, that's... There you go. There's your piece, guys. If you need that as a primary reference, primary source for your doctorate, there you go. It's there. It's ready to go. So battle going on here still. Of course, talking about Nordal and Werribee. What about the battle for 3rd here?
Yeah, this is a big battle.
Kiwi and Chu. A reminder that Panache has a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Kiwi's going to go around the outside. He's actually able to secure that one there off of Panache.
There's some good driving here from Kiwi, one of the newer drivers here in ARL. He's had a really impressive first few races with us. And if he can keep this up, he's looking well underway for a podium here.
Yeah, look at even the battle with Nordal, because Nordal just dropped off 2 seconds or so.
Yeah,
on Werribee. Not too sure what happened there.
I don't know what's going on, if he's picked up damage or what, but his last few laps, or his last lap and a half rather, have been really quite bad.
Yeah, he's just giving the positions over to Panache and Kiwi. Looks like, okay, he's not actually going to the pits, but he just gave 3 positions over,
So,
as Werribee is also going to be in the pits. So
yeah, I wonder what's going on with Nordal there. Something strange is going on with him. There's got to be a reason for that.
Bleed out 3 positions like that.
We've got a yellow.
Well, he's also chose not to use his DRS, so that was interesting. Swagman's actually retired though. Been in a major incident here, going to be on board with Shinudi. Real quick, see if we can catch that. He's somehow slid right off in turn 5 and gone straight into the wall. So
and that brings the safety car out.
Is over and done with. And yeah, as you mentioned, James, the first safety car here for Division 2's race 12.
Yep, 9 laps in. At least the guys managed to make it through, you know, turn 1 and 2 and 3 without bringing out the safety. It's an honourable effort from these guys. And these soft runners will be looking to pit now, I think. If they've started on the softs, they're going to be looking to pit immediately. The medium runners, I don't know. What do you reckon for the medium runners? Do you think the medium runners are going to be looking to pit? Noting that theoretically, a two-stop of like soft, medium, soft is the fastest strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if they have another second set of medium tires, right? I feel like that's what it's going to all come down to. They
Got
see a lot of the
Kiwi,
head leaders coming in.
Panache,
Let's see.
Chew, Nordal,
Formal. No, Formal's going to stay
Formal
out.
staying out, yeah.
And we'll look at Foxy. Foxy
Wubsy,
also
Foxy
stays
stays
out.
out.
Arton will stay out as
So it
well.
looks like those medium runners. Wereboy spinning under safety on fresh mediums.
Very interesting there. Bassing right up his behind as well. But like, come on, mate. Giddy up. But yeah, that's interesting to see. So looks like the medium guys will stay out for now. Looking for maybe the next set. Oh, that was an interesting slowdown again under the safety car there. But yeah, that's... I guess we'll hold on to those tires for now. Keep them going for the potential next safety car or to stick to the strat here. I mean, teleported mediums, like, yeah. I mean, technically they're old, right? But they still normally have at least another 10 laps or so life in them, yeah?
Absolutely.
And they managed to lock down the top 3 spots. Wereboy will be behind them. I mean, I think Form would be laughing in first place right now. He's got 2 cars buffer behind him to protect him for locking down first place at the moment. And I know Kinkara will be at home cheering right now because there's another Aston Martin in first at the moment. So
yeah, he'll be loving that, at least for the constructors, combined constructors. Interesting to see. I think Kiwi and Wereboy, the real winners there, managed to actually maintain the most places under that pit. Bassink actually not doing too bad as well. And Panache comes out again ahead of Chew, Nordal behind a lot of them. I did not see if Nordal actually had to have a wing replacement or anything like that, unfortunately, so sorry I didn't catch that on the stream. So we don't actually know if he had wing damage or not, although I see a bit of someone's wing. It looks like the Haas.
What just happened there? Hang on, there's
a
major... I didn't see who that was there, but it was a major slowdown that definitely shouldn't have happened up towards the safety car. So someone's playing silly buggers up there.
Yeah, it was... Wereboy is missing his front end plate. He's on 1 lap old mediums. He's now missing his right-hand side end plate, his front wing. So I'd say he's somehow managed to make contact with Arton in front of him, which is devastating for him.
Looking up that straight there, at least for half a second, those boys towards the front here getting a little bit too close for comfort here. And they're really not respecting giving that usual space you should be giving behind safety cars. So
yeah, 2 to 10 car lengths, guys, is what you want, especially here where the safety car isn't going in yet. And on Austria, it will tell you pretty much at the end of sector 2 if the safety car is going in. So you have a lot of time. There we go. Safety car in this lap. So you have a lot of time to prep those tires and stuff like that, and then bunch up on the people in front of you. You don't have to be right up behind them.
Of course, we finally had God's gift to the game with the hotfixes and patches where those 5 seconds aren't really a thing anymore. Coming out behind safety car. So luckily that won't be happening here. But I mean, with the time that Wereboy's gonna have to spend in the pits, might as well gonna have that 5 seconds, right? It's essentially the same. So he will most likely have to pit. I highly doubt he'll be sticking out because he's not going to be able to be competitive to hold on to 4th anyway.
Oh.
Yep, straight to the pits. But race restart.
Formal casting gets off to a really good restart. Oh no, we've got someone in the back spinning, I believe. Oh no, Haz has gone into the pits.
So could never just have just a normal restart, can we? Just a normal, safe, happy restart. But yeah, Formal with that huge restart lead. They're going to start flying away for the Aston Martin team. Fox is going to try and chase him down and sell level tires, but the pressure going to him already. Quite a few guys on the off ramp there. Art and Dash Bassing, I saw, went off onto the blue there, and that is a long lineup of cars leading up to turn 4 right now.
Yeah, Formal Casting managed to get away and break from the pack quite a bit, but not so much for anyone behind him. 2nd all the way down to like 8th are all really tightly packed here. Bassing's actually losing a lot of positions.
Yeah, so he did take... He's on 6 lap old tires on. I just want to see if we took any more wing damage again, because...
Don't believe he did. He's coming into pit though, so he must have. He must have
taking minor wing damage. Very unfortunate because the second time he's been caught out there, but he will be in the pits. Lap 14 now, currently with formal casting. A little of the cars behind him, leading up into turn 1 here. A lot of McLarens on Mercedes and Williams as well.
Kiwi
all
getting
lined
really
up.
aggressive on Arton there, giving him a little bit of a bump, letting him know, hey, I'm behind you, I'm faster than you, I want to come through.
And you can see all of them just diving down into turn 3. They're going to get
That
caught
was
up
well played.
in Panache, though, onto the Armco blue side there at the moment. Got almost 4 cars lined up.
That was really well
back
played
straight
by
down to
Arton.
turn 4.
That was really well played by Arton just there. He saw that coming and broke early to avoid the whole catastrophe that was going to unfold, and he ended up picking those positions back up that he just lost going down the straight.
Absolutely huge there with the Mercedes 3rd and 4th. Should be expecting Arton to give that position over to Chu safely very, very shortly. There you go. We'll hand it straight over to the second place driver in the driver's standings here for Division 2 at the moment. So trying to get those final points to challenge Cairo at Spain, at Catalonia, and of course Azerbaijan at Baku. Everyone's looking forward to that death trap of a track. Everyone loves Baku, of course. So that's definitely going to be a great grand finale here for this season of ARL in all divisions, the Academy, Division 2 and Division 1 leads. But I can't believe Formal and Foxy are just getting away with this at the moment. This pit stop here, 14 lap old medium. Formal, I was chatting to him in a message a little bit before as well, James, before the race got started. He had told me that he was just going to enjoy this. It's going to be a nice Sunday drive. You know, he's just going to enjoy the race, enjoy the drive, and if he does well, he'd be happy. If he doesn't, you know, it's whatever. He had fun.
Well, I mean,
and now he's out here in first place with a 2-second lead on second. So.
At this point, it almost is a nice Sunday drive for him. He's not having to defend anyone. He's not got anyone threatening him even close to his DRS. Like, he's not needing to try and fight through a pack or anything at the moment. He's doing great. Do remember, though, Formal and Foxy, current first and second on the track, haven't pitted yet, right? Whereas Chu, Kiwi, Panache already have. So they are leading on track at the moment and doing quite well, but that lead isn't going to last forever. They will need to change those tyres at some point.
Speaking of real quick, as you're absolutely right there, James, Foxy with the 3-second penalty. Chu going for a little bit of drift around that corner, and now he's got 2 angry orange beasts behind him there, but Kiwi straight through the signboard there. Going to turn 3, a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, getting very aggressive there. These 2 Mercedes here, these 2 McLarens here getting right up on Chu. Now Foxy's actually having to fight hard with Panache to maintain his position. Panache gets the inside line, comes down to turn 5. Foxy doesn't yield on the inside, but Panache does get ahead.
Reminder that Panache is on a 6-second penalty. Yes, Foxy has 3, but technically Panache has 3 seconds up on him. And Foxy still provisional 4th. Nordal would be provisional 5th at the moment, and so on and so forth.
Nordal
for
gets
quite a
inside
while.
line on. Nordal gets Foxy through the penultimate corner.
Well, it's good to see that Nordal's finally got his speed back as well, because that was an issue with the matches before, right, James? We were about the halfway point of the race, just about, but
Yeah,
he was already slowing down a fair bit. So
he must have picked up damage or something, because it looks like now he's out for blood. He's on a warpath. He's looking to make these positions up, although he is using that battery for every bit of energy it has left in it.
Yeah, but at the moment, it seems to be working for him. He's managed to lock down 4th, of course. Now he's got a Hungry Williams behind him at the moment. Looking to see if he can secure back 4th place spot, of course. A reminder that Nordal would technically
Oh, there's big contact
anyway.
Oh, fortunately both drivers come out okay. Panache also very low on battery. My heart was in my throat for a second there. I thought both of them were going to go around.
Red Bull, the Austrian Grand Prix, always delivers. Whether it be dry, whether it be pouring down in rain, it's always one of the most competitive tracks out there on the calendar. And you're seeing why here in Div 2 at the moment. We're seeing position changes left, right, center.
If we look a little bit further up the field, Baz, Formal 2-second gap has now gone completely. Chu is right behind him, a 10th behind, 2/10 behind.
Yeah, so is Kiwi as well. It's 2nd and 3rd. Formal now, of course, on the 17 lap old tires. 2 more things that can penalty come through as we go into turn number 3. Formal has to give this position up. Might have to give over both positions here as Kiwi is looking to sneak through that one. The battery will get drained, but Kiwi has DRS as well as the battery. And the Mercedes driver, Chu, the McLaren driver, Kiwi, take their way into first and second.
Yeah, well, we knew those mediums, the older ones on Formal wouldn't hold up forever. It looks like now they're starting to lose a bit of pace. Not much, but enough where they are able to get him down the DRS straights with a better exit out of those corners. It'll be interesting to see when he decides to come in and pit, if he intends on doing a two-stop and going medium soft soft, or just going medium softs and doing a one-stop. We actually have an Aston Martin there. Fluxy spun again in the second to last corner. Same place he's spun already. It's very unfortunate for Fluxy.
They're only on a 6-lap-old, now 7-lap-old medium tyres, so that's going to be rough for him, especially when you're seeing Formula here on 18-lap-old mediums. Yes, he's starting to lose some positions to these guys whose tyres are about half health ahead, right? But he's still holding on in the fourth. The Appalachians behind. He's still being somewhat competitive. The battery's almost drained out. And for a man on 18-lap-old mediums, he still has to pit yet. So he's doing pretty well for himself still out there.
Yeah, doing very well.
Is ours on?
Oh, there is. Who is that?
Oh, no,
it's Wubsy DNF'd.
It's Wubsy.
DNF'd in turn one.
And remember what we were just saying about Formula's 18-lap-old medium? Same with Foxy, same with Arton. Congratulations, boys. Your strategy's paid off. Another safety car has rocked up. And now you get a free pit stop for those old medium tyres as well.
Yeah, I don't know about free, though, because the field is still very bunched up here. As Hazard unfortunately picks up a drive-through penalty. It's unfortunate for him. But yeah, the field's still very bunched up here. So these guys are going to be looking to pit. They're going to lose a lot of positions pitting onto these.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing as well, though, because basically what had happened in the first safety car...
Oh, the McLarens are double stacked.
All that had saved up. Oh, wait, let's have a look
That's
here.
a slow stop for Foxy because the McLarens are double stacked. Very slow.
Don't know if I like that setup there, because now Foxy's dropped all the way down into 13th position because of that as well. So that strat has not paid off. But Formal's going to come out now on the soft tyres, of course. There's still 16 laps in this race. As Haas is going to get another 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to be huge coming out here. But we're starting to see a couple of soft tyres coming out. Formal, Fluxy, Foxy, and Midnight. All on the soft compound tyre. I want to point out as well, Midnight, the only driver so far as well who was actually on the hard compound tyre for a majority of the race here as well.
Yeah, I think he did 11 laps on those hards. So it looks like he was intending to go to the end, but took the opportunity with the safety car to say, yeah, I'm going to change off these hards. So we've got 4 drivers on the softs at the moment, fresh softs, and 16 laps to go. So the softs can do 16 laps here. And considering we've probably got another 2 or 1 at least under the safety car, those softs will definitely be able to go to the end. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make up the places. And it'll be interesting to see as well if Chu, Nordal and Panache actually intend on pitting again before the end of the race. As they're all 3 of them, current leaders on track, have 9-lap-old mediums. I don't know if the mediums can go to the end from here.
I'm thinking that a lot of these guys are hoping for a final safety car. I don't think some of these guys would end on some of these tyres. I mean, Arton didn't even pit. He's on 20-lap-old mediums, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the wrong choice.
I don't know what that's about. I mean, he's got a 3-second penalty as well, but that's not really a big enough penalty to justify staying out still when you still need to pit, so that'll be odd. But yeah, I'm thinking a lot of these guys are expecting at least one more safety car, unless there is rain on the horizon in the final few laps, question mark. Men can dream, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we can dream out here. The commentators can dream. But yeah, I'm thinking it will be there. They're hoping for that final safety car, or at least one more pit stop to wrap up this race, because I'm thinking a lot of these guys are not going to be able to finish on these tyres, and if they are, they're really pushing to that wheel tread, you know?
If we think about it, the mediums, they say 9 laps, but 2 of them already have been under safety car, as we pick up the message now that the safety car will be under this lap. So 2 of them are under this safety car, and we have two of them under the previous safety car as well, we would have.
Yeah.
So they've really only done 6-ish laps, right? Maybe 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it probably
It's definitely
is
doable,
possible. Yeah, it's going to be hard
but
though.
is it going to pay off?
That's the
Because we saw
question.
Formula was dropping off towards the end. If they've got soft tyres running out around, they might be able to sneak away with an undercut and get away with it. Although you never know. As the second race restart is underway here, the ARL Division 2 Championships. Chu leading the pack here into the first corner. The Red Bull Ring here is going to fly away with Nordal chasing him down. Panache, Werribee, Art and Dash, your top 5. Currently 21 lap old. Medium tyres on that Mercedes, somehow holding on to 5th place.
Oh,
There's a lot of hungry
contact and
going
spin.
into turn 3.
Werribee and Arton, I think it was.
Arton definitely got caught off there, definitely.
Oh no.
Wow. Has been caught out by spinning in the pit lane again. I think I've seen that notification come up almost permanently on my screen. So
Yeah.
really unfortunate for the man being caught out by the pit speed limiter down there as well. But huge incident there. We'll get people some extra positions. Form will go up to 7th. Hellfish, well, of course, we still had issues at the start of the race. He's managed to sneak himself all the way back up into 6th place here for Alpine at the moment. Tremendous effort here from the Alpine driver here to get himself just touching now
Kevin on
into
Earth.
that top 5.
Kevin on Earth well up the back, rear-ending Arton Dash. As Arton comes into the pits, so does Kevin following him in.
There's a fair few guys going into the pits there. Werribee also in the pits as well.
Yeah, I think he picked up damage when he and Arton had a bit of a tussle. Nordal takes the lead on track from Chu, as Chu gets a little bit loose in the exit of turn 3, trying to keep up. Loses just this tiniest bit of traction with those rear tyres, and now that allows Nordal to start pulling away and increasing the gap.
I swear I saw a bit of a tyre tread hanging off the back left-hand tyre of Nordal's car there, though, so that was interesting. Don't know if there's something we need to keep an eye on for the rest of the race here at the moment. But yeah, Nordal, current leader at the moment, of course, as we talked about, and you saw at the beginning of the race, had a fair bit of issues. Dropped a fair few positions. We guess it might have been some of that minor wing damage, but that seems to have been all fixed up. Is currently leading the race. DRS re-enabled here at the moment. Of course, currently 5th place. The driver standings at the moment, looking to try and get those extra points to get ahead of Wobbsy. Wobbsy being DNF'd, unfortunately, 19th place. He should be able to get the job done here at the Red Bull Ring. However, still plenty of hungry drivers chasing him down for those first place points. Chu, of course, being one of those. Second place driver standings.
Oh, contact!
Chasing down Kinkari, but there's contact there
Kiwi.
in Sector 1.
Kiwi goes into the back of Panache, which brings him to a halt, and then Hellfish goes into the back of Kiwi. I think I saw a little bit of some wings fall off there, but I'm not sure how bad it was. It looks like Hellfish is missing his left end plate. I don't think Kiwi had anything too major. He still looks like his wing is in one piece.
Yeah, Hellfish taking major damage there. He's going to have to pit, get those changed out. Would be expecting soft tyres to come out. Will last him for another 11 laps or so to get the positions back, and we'll have to head over to Formal, Ames, and Shanudi there. I want to point out as well, both
Kiwi
drivers
spins exit of the last corner into the wall and DNFs. Is this going to bring out a safety?
And all of a sudden, there's a McLaren in the wall with 2 tyres hanging off the car. One of them having a great dance at the moment, bounce up, down. But that's a huge DNF.
No safety?
You'd expect that to be a safety in that area, but it looks like game on, play on. Don't worry about it, boys. There's just a McLaren sitting there in a pretty dangerous spot off the final corner of the track, but that's fine. We'll leave it there, I guess, and keep the race going.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is kind of off the track. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, but yeah, no safety car.
That is a huge, huge incident, though. Kiwi definitely could have been a contender to run away with the race here alongside Nordal and Chu, but
yeah, especially with Bass and Panache having penalties.
Just getting caught out there, straight into the wall in that final corner with only 11 laps to go. So McLaren's definitely going to be hurting after that. Foxy is in 11th. He's going to have to try and put in all this extra work now to try and get those extra points to make up at the moment for this series. Of course, they're fifth. They're 12 points down on Haas at the moment, and both drivers, I want to say, will both have a driver from each team there that have DNF'd in this race at the moment. So.
Yeah. Unlucky. 3 DNFs so far going into the 26th lap of this race. Chu juicing hard down the main straight there to get within DRS range of Nordal. Just manages to get it. Both of these guys in position 1 and 2 draining their batteries hard. These guys are fighting at the moment. Doesn't look, they're not quite wheel to wheel, but they are both pushing really hard.
Obviously gets himself another 3-second time penalty. That'll go up to 6. The track 7 starting to fight back.
Oh no!
Gets caught out,
Spins!
slides out into the wall.
Keeps it
Luckily
off the
saves
wall.
the car. I believe the back right-hand tire might have just kissed the wall, but that is about it there. Very, very lucky he's able to save the car for the moment.
It's unfortunate
That
for
was
him.
very, very terrifying. And not to mention, well, first place dreams up in smoke. He's in the pits right now. And the Chu, he's laughing. He's back in first.
Yeah, worked out really well for Chu. Bassing coming in for the kill, however, did pick up an additional 3-second penalty there, so now has a total penalties of 6 seconds. So if he wants to keep these positions, he's going to have to start running away down the road here, because as it stands, with his 6 seconds of penalties, that'll put him in 6th.
Yep. And not to mention as well, again, Chu's happy to stay behind him, right? He doesn't have to involve himself in a fight. He doesn't need to be involved in, potentially be in an accident that he could avoid. He can just stay behind Bassing, keep the pace up, and put himself in the race. Of course, the problem is Bassing does have 3-lap healthier tyres at the moment. Of course, it's not really too much of a difference.
No, not on the
when you consider
mediums,
that. But
especially.
Kevin on
Oh,
Earth,
Kev
big
DNF.
accident.
Can we get a glimpse of what has happened there? It's Arden about to come up now. Everyone's past it.
Passed, yeah. I mean, we'll go to the front of the pack. Hopefully, Kevin Earth's car will still be at the end of the straight.
It almost looks like it's on the track, so I can't imagine how that's not causing a safety just based on the minimap alone.
Yeah, it's usually okay. So that, unfortunately, we do miss it. I'm going to assume he's just clipped that inside and just slid it straight into the Amoco
Must have,
wall
yeah.
there. But
come off to the right after bringing the back end around accidentally, I'd say, is what has happened there, unfortunately for Kev.
Through turn 3. So we already saw Nordal slip inside for the Red Bull, but unfortunately Kevin on Earth also got cursed by the same curse and didn't survive the wall incident this time around. So that'll be him done. 17th now. 16 cars left here with 8 laps to go for race 12 of the ARL Division 2 Championships. Thanks for tuning in, guys, here for this Wednesday night of F1 action. A reminder as well to check out tomorrow night, of course, same time, 8:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, for the Division 1 Championships here at Red Bull Ring. And then we only got 2 weeks left, of course, the race of Catalonia next week, and the final week the following week there at Baku. But of course, there's plenty of action here left in this race. Chu chasing down Bassing, the penalty being something huge that Bassing has to try and shake off now, if possible. And Formal is going to move up into 4th place as well, touching 3rd currently. There's going to be a huge battle here for 3rd place.
Yeah, he's fighting for Panache, fighting with Panache for the position. Both he and Panache have DRS. Panache managed to get in front, but Formal has no battery left, so to speak of. Gets a little bit back in that braking zone. Panache running quite low.
Midnight has spun it there on turn 3. Same spot as Kevin, but has actually been able to hold on to that. Looks like he will be okay, not seeing any wing damage yet, but he was slowly making his way through the field into that top 10. Has better few positions now as well. So we'll have to try and make some of those back with 7 laps left here. But yeah, very unfortunate for the secondary Aston Martin sub-driver here for Div 2.
Yeah, keep an eye on Formal here, as he's actually looking to reel in Panache and going to try and make a move here, it looks like. Running super low on battery here though, and he is dumping what little left he has. I don't know if I agree with these guys going all out and running the ERS to 0. There's still 6 laps left in this race, guys. This is not the final lap. You still will need some of that battery. Just stay
Not to
behind,
mention,
use the
some of these
DRS.
guys, he's going to panache, right? He's got next to none. He's still got a 9-second penalty.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need
Like,
to fight that hard for the track position for him.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even be fighting for this fourth place spot because how close Formula is right now, unless you're not planning to cause an accident, you're not going to get fourth place at the end of the race. You're only going to get fifth. And I say that, he's pushed
Oh, he
too hard
spun!
anyway. He spun it there and caused Formula to go straight and T-bone him into the side there. Hopefully, Formula didn't take too much damage in that incident, but that was a huge crash there. Shinudi goes +1 here for the moment.
Love to see it from the Ferrari boys. Let's go, Shinudi.
This guy's been plagued with issues the past few weeks. I mean, we saw the teammate, right? Drummer, a fellow Academy commentator, had a bit of a cursed luck for a number of weeks there, right? Where he DNF'd in qualifying and races back to back to back. Luckily, though, these guys have been able to fight through that. Shinudi now in 4th, Drummer up into 8th.
Yeah, Shinudi gets the move done on Formal there. Shinudi has much more battery, able to make good use of it with the DRS advantage. Shinudi juicing as well. It does look like it. Hey, he's significantly slower
on those soft tires. But yeah, 5 laps left to go. Shinudi out of nowhere getting to 4th. Would have put out as well. Ames, the Alfa Romeo driver, up into 3rd. Managed to sneak his way up through that. I haven't really talked about much about the Alpha guys really in the past number of weeks here. It looks like Ames is going to look to final fight some of these final points here in these this final few weeks. As Chu is still hunting down Bassing, of course, well known as the current Minister of Defence for Australia at the moment.
Bassing's dumping that battery to try and keep Chu away. If I'm Chu here, I'm only going to be spending as little battery as I need to stay within that DRS range, build up as much battery as he can, save it all for the final lap. I think that's what he needs to do, or maybe the second last lap. I think that's what Chu needs to do here. Additionally, Bassing, 6 seconds of penalties. So Chu can also just choose to just keep doing what he's currently doing right now, not go for the position at all, and just be happy with the position post-race once the penalties are applied.
And what about Ames as well? I mean, if he gets any closer...
Ames is currently 2nd, and Shinudi is just outside of pole.
Yeah, so it's getting really close here. At the moment, Fluxy has gone up into 6th place as well. Formal dropping 2, so there's definitely wing damage there. We're getting a migrating host here.
Fluxy does have 9 seconds of penalty.
Looks like we're having a bit of net issues here at the moment as well. That's happened with only a few laps left. I think it's safe to say if we do have a dropout,
leaderboard's all messed up.
If we do have a dropout, of course, with only a few laps left, I'm pretty sure the race will be wrapped up and we'll just get the final positions locked in. But yeah, that leaderboard's a bit rough.
Did Kev leave? Kev must have left.
So you hate to see that. Anyway, that's very unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. With only a few laps left as well, when things are still getting spicy here, but we're to try our best to keep on top of everything here. It looks like the board has been mostly fixed up here for the moment.
Yeah, looks like it may have resolved itself.
Currently first will be Bassing, followed by Chu, Ames, Shinudi, Fluxy, Nash.
But that's okay. We can sort all this out.
So, yeah, so of course we're able to keep up with it. Thank God for the mini-map, I want to say as well, and already knowing who was already ahead beforehand. Ignore the 1 lap. That's just not a thing. It's not a thing that's meant to be happening at all.
Sorry about this, guys. But
yeah.
I believe we have Bassink in the lead at the moment. Ignore the board. We have Bassink in the lead with 6 seconds of penalties. Should have Chu following behind him. Then Ames behind him. And Shinuti in 4th. And Shinuti could be just outside of that 6-second penalty for Bass. So Bass, unless anything unforeseen happens, Bass should be 3rd. With Chu 1st, Ames 2nd. Unless anything else happens. Obviously the race is not over yet, but
or the Ferrari master plan kicks in the action, and Shuni managed to get speed out of nowhere and somehow move up close enough to get the third. That'd be interesting. I mean, as a Ferrari fan, I'd love that, but as a Bassick fan, I don't want that either. So, it is what it is. But yeah, we only got a few laps left to go here at the moment. I believe this might actually be the second and last lap of final. I'm not sure if the lap count is even correct now either because of the issues we're having here. But
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll find out after this lap here. But either way, it's still been a fantastic race here for Div 2, of course. Always a lot of fun drama coming out. Nothing too over the top here. Plenty of great battles had happened all throughout the race here as well, of course, with our regular drivers, a lot of our sub-drivers here as well, with a nice race in dry conditions. So for raining conditions for Division 1 tomorrow, it's really spice things up and wrap things up here. Should be seeing just about the end of the race very shortly here, as Bassing will be the one to cross the checkered flag here.
I don't
I
think it's the
believe
checkered
if the
flag.
lap's not over yet.
I think
Okay, well my lap count's
one more.
definitely bugged.
I think there's one more lap. Mine is definitely bugged too, but I think there is
Yeah,
one
there
more.
might be one more lap. So either way, I mean, looking at the positions, I don't believe we'll see any final changes going off the mini map, of course, unless someone wants to do a last minute spinneroonie, just for good laugh, you know, bit of a goof, bit of a gaff.
I'm just hoping that this leaderboard can sort itself out on completion of the race. I actually see someone off the track there. Who's that? That's Hazard.
It's an alpha driver. Yeah, looks like that will be Hazard, unfortunately,
That
being
wheel does
caught out.
not look like where it's supposed to be, so I think he's actually DNF'd. I think Hazardhawk has actually DNF'd.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has. There we
and
go.
yeah, very unfortunate there. Another an alpha being taken out there. So only 15 drivers finishing off this race, but that will do it now. Yep, that'll
That's
be
the
it
final
over
lap.
and done with.
There we go.
And
Bass crosses the line,
yeah, Bass will cross the line,
followed by
but
Chu and
Chu
Shinji.
will be your winner here for the Red Bull Ring race, race 12 for the ARL Division 2 Championships.
Alright, there you go. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully the lobby can resolve its issues and we'll be able to get you the full final standings of the race any second here. Otherwise, we may have some issues. We'll just have to wait and see. Because it's still currently showing Bass is first as well. Shame.
I'm still saying the race is on, that it's not even finished.
Yeah, that's
but,
true. That's true. But these guys are definitely AI controlled now. They're not racing anymore yet.
Oh,
so.
yeah, for sure. So, and we just had our final driver cross the line there in, I'm trying to see who that was, in Panache, apparently. So I think he got caught out right at the end there. But looks like that will be it. Unfortunately, due to the host migration and lobby issues, we won't be getting the final results for you guys here. But remember, of course, join the Discord server if you're not already. The ARL Discord server will be in the description here on the Twitch channel. Join the server. Remember to check out the channels there for the Div 2 scene. Of course, the true proper results will be posted there for you guys to see when they're updated at the end of this stream. So, I mean, unfortunately, it's a bit of a sad way to end it here, James, for this week. But
Yeah, it's a bit
nonetheless,
disappointing we don't get to see the
still,
podium ceremony or anything like
yeah,
that.
still a fantastic race here. 36 laps of the Red Bull Ring, and of course, only 2 laps left. 2 laps left to go. 2 weeks left to go here in Division 2. Things are still really spiced up for that first place battle.
Yeah, so with Kinkara missing out on this race, that will put Chu actually just right behind him with the race victory. Chu should be, if my math is correct, what, like 4 points off? Oh, someone in chat says Crash says 2 points off Kyra. So that's going to make these last 2 races, especially Baku, our final, really exciting, I think. So I'm looking forward to watching them a lot.
Catalonia for your second to last track, Baku for your final track as well. I mean, we already know Baku's going to be a great one. It's always going to be a fun one there, right? But I think Catalonia is going to be good as well. Catalonia can definitely catch people out, and it can always be surprising when you rock up to that starting line. There's so many ways the race can be dynamic and can change at Catalonia just because of the design of the track, right? The way it is, a lot of those S bends, of course, car park section, infamous car park section in through Sector 3 could definitely catch a lot of people out. It'll be interesting to see how that race goes underway. But I believe that'll be it from us here, James.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any interviews ready to go, or
I don't know if we're gonna have time to do interviews tonight, as we're
all
probably
right?
gonna have to spend a fair bit of time sorting
Yeah,
out
trying to sort this
these
out.
race standings.
Yeah. So a reminder, guys, when things are organized, you'll be able to check out all the info on the Discord server with the proper results all sorted out, ready to go. So provisional now at the moment, Chu is your race winner, at least going off of the penalties. And of course, the final positions at the end of the race before the host migrations. And it looks like the rest of the drivers were at least able to complete the number of laps and go to AI mode. But of course, check out those standings when they go live to stay up to date with that. And of course, as well, remember to check out tomorrow night, 8:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time for the Div 1 events there at the Red Bull Ring to wrap up the Race 12 week, of course, the third to last week of our current season. So that's it then, James. Of course, from yourself, from me, from everyone at ARL, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Of course, we'll catch you next week for Catalonia at Spain for Division 2. Remember, of course, to check out Div 1's race tomorrow night as well. Till then, guys.
Thank you. Good night.